Like, again, Donald Trump's the perfect example because he's someone who you almost cannot malign enough, right?
Yeah.
He's so worthy of being buried in scorn. And um, I mean, it's just the immune system of civilization has to fully encase him and just export him from our political process and then forget about him. But uh, when I see some of the stuff that's done to him, it's completely without an ethical core.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this is just ends justify the means, right? They're
Yeah.
looking at him and going, he's as evil as you would lay out and probably will lay out.
Yeah.
So they say, all right, well, our ethics and our standards are now out the window because we just want to destroy this guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is a scary place for journalists to be in.
Yeah.
Because Bill Maher, who you know how much I admire him, he did a piece on his show about a month ago saying that Trump was not a creation of the left. This is solely on the right. And actually as the over-the-shoulder graphics, he was showing articles saying that it was a creation of the left. And one of the articles was a piece by Douglas Murray, and he said, and in the piece, you couldn't really read it over his shoulder because it was small, but I had read the piece, and it said something about how Sam Harris, Bill Maher, and Dave Rubin are the only three liberals talking about this. I haven't been on the show yet, but I thought that was, I know you've been on it a few times. That was pretty good for me. But this is one thing where I actually, even though Bill, I think, obviously has been incredibly outspoken about Islam from the left, so I admire him, I think he totally missed the mark on this one because you've been talking about this for a while. I've been talking about this almost the duration of this whole show, that if the left won't deal with this honestly, it causes Trump to rise. And he really didn't quite follow that. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it. I heard that he said it. It'd be interesting to watch it and see what his emphasis was, because I could imagine him emphasizing, not actually talking about the causality, but just talking about the moral blame, the onus being on the right. It's like, yes, it's
because ultimately they're the ones.
Yeah, you guys are responsible for this monster. You know, this is the Republican platform, and your covert appeal to racists for generations, and this is on you. This is a sign of all the dysfunction on the right. You've dumbed it down so much among your base that you've so with being explicitly anti-science, with climate change and evolution, and just pandering to religious demagogues, that you now have a base that is totally unequipped to fact check anything, right? So then you can just get a con man up there who can promise he's going to take us all to Mars in a golden plane, and people believe him, right? And so I think he could have been saying that the onus is on the right, but if he was in fact saying that there's not a causal connection between how out to lunch the left has been on these core, civilizational issues like what to do about global jihadism,
right?
And the role that religious ideas are playing and inspiring it. If he was denying that, then I think he's totally wrong.
I think it was the former, and I don't want you to have to comment on it too far if you didn't see it. But I just thought it was interesting because I thought, well, here's someone who's really led the charge, and even before you were really in it publicly, I think he was still talking about it, and now I think he's really missing a key piece to it. But hopefully, I'll be able to discuss it with him. Well, no, because at some point,
I can feel it in myself. I mean, the reason why in the laboratory of my own mind, I can see this working. So if I didn't know enough about how wrong Trump was on issues of policy, I mean, insofar as he has any beliefs about policy,
right?
But if I wasn't paying attention as much as I am to just how crazy the implications are for his statements about the economy and building a wall and deporting 12 million illegal aliens and all the rest, and I was just concerned about terrorism. And then I saw Clinton and Obama not making any sense in the aftermath of something like Orlando.
Yeah,
right?
Can't say jihadism.
Never mentioning Islam.
Yeah.
And then defending that obscurantism with this just sanctimonious and bullying speech. Now I'm thinking about Obama's speech once he was pushing back against the pressure he was getting to use the word radical Islam. Or the phrase radical Islam. If I just had that to go on, well, then I could see how you would vote for Trump, right? You got a guy who's at least naming the problem.
Yeah.
Right. And, if I didn't see what was wrong with let's keep all Muslims out of the country, right? I don't see how impractical and needlessly inflammatory that policy prescription is. And I just see, hordes of people streaming into Europe unvetted, and I see Britain breaking off, partially in response. And I don't see any liberal politician who will even admit that Europe has a problem.
Yeah.
Right? There's, women are being raped and groped in Copenhagen, and the stories are being buried. And
Yeah.
it's.
But all civilization is equal, Sam.
Yeah, it's like the immolation of a civilization, right?
Right.
And yet we have it's taboo to talk about it. So you can see the appeal of someone like Trump saying, like, you see what's happening in Belgium and Germany. That's not going to happen here, right? That appeal. Hillary Clinton has to be able to say that, right? She has to be able to acknowledge that what's going on in Europe is not perfect, right? That Belgium has a problem, right? And it's a problem of having now millions of people in their society, however they got there, who actually don't have an interest in sharing the values of the society, the liberal values of the society. Now, no one on earth should be more concerned about this than liberals. And actually liberal Muslims who want to embrace liberal values.
Right.
Those are the people who should be all over this problem.
Right. So this is like we're so tolerant that we're tolerant of intolerance, and thus we will let people who would gladly kill us right into the house.
Yeah.